A national divorce, I don't know, give them maybe 5 years, 3 to 5 years to realize and learn why the red states are the way they are. And it's because of Republican votes, not Democrat votes.
If you can hear the screaming, that is the ACLU already preemptively filing a lawsuit.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene just tweeted that she wants the red states to secede from the Union, which is a crazy thing to say normally. It's also a crazier thing to say if you're a sitting United States congressperson on national security committees.
You try to present this image of me to your viewers, and it's just really not correct.
Well, we're just trying to get some answers. Did you send a text asking for the president to declare martial law? Did you do that?
You know, I don't recall those being my text messages.
However, this is not an unpopular opinion amongst Republicans, conservatives.
Trump now, not later. We can't afford to wait later. The elected Dems have taken over our country, taking everything and giving nothing to the people. They are the slimiest, scum-sucking, maggot-eating lowlifes I have ever witnessed in my 75 years on this planet. They have us by the yin-yang. Gas is so high, we can't afford to go anywhere. We can't hardly afford to even go to work. Groceries so high, we are limited to ramen noodles. Medical and insurance prohibitive use. And they have driven the whole world to the brink of World War III. Anyone voting for a Democrat is an idiot. We have one chance to save our republic, and that is to vote out all the elected Dems. Please, pray for the country and our planet. All the world needs healing. Let love return to our world.
You have to know a lot of the talking points that they are repeating all the time. Let's get into it. First talking point is easily debunkable. It's that the red states are driving the United States economy and that the blue states are just suckling at the welfare teat of America. Wholesale false.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not alone. There have been a number of polls. There was one in 2021 that 2/3 of Southern Republicans wanted to secede from the rest of the country. And it's not going to work out well, because when you take a look at how the balance of spending versus taxes goes across the country, what you can see here is that on the left side are the states carried by Joe Biden. The green are states in which the state paid more to Washington in taxes than it got back in other benefits. The orange colors, and they're shaded depending upon the degree of disparity, are the states where the states got back more from Washington than they sent.
You can look at the numbers and you see that there's a ton of people in red states on public assistance. It's not uncommon to live in a red state and be on public assistance. You can see that there are blue states that are driving the economy and carrying the entire nation very easily. So this is false. However, it's being repeated again and again and again. It's been repeated a lot. The second talking point, a lot of you have heard this. Some of you actually believe it. And it gives me a headache. Okay, it's the crime. The blue cities are just filled with crime. There's crime going on right now. Ever since the Black Lives Matter riots, New York City is still on fire. Chicago. Woo! Okay, now, if you look at per capita crime, that narrative quickly starts to dissipate. It's not all blue cities, it's not all red cities, it's a mixture, but Chicago's number 30 on this list, that doesn't fit the narrative at all. However, it's being repeated again and again and again. There are progressives I know that actually believe this. It's very frustrating, and because the Democratic Party is terrible at messaging, woohoo, they have not ran any successful counter message against this at all. Let's just give a quick history on secession. Texas did secede twice. The first time was from Mexico, and that was over slavery. And the second time was, that was also slavery. And there's going to be a lot of people in the comments being like, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. Yes, it was. You can read the articles of Secession and read the Cornerstone speech. You know, you're going to have a wild time. It's going to blow your mind. Now, it's worth noting that Marjorie Taylor Greene says crazy things in order to get a reaction from progressives, get canceled, and then she uses that to fundraise.
Just notice that white line, everybody. You lucky people here in Alabama might get a knock on your door because I hear Alabama might be one of the most unvaccinated states in the nation. Well, Joe Biden wants to come talk to you guys. He's going to be sending one of his police state friends to your front door to knock on the door, take down your name, your address, your family members' names, your phone numbers, your cell phone numbers, probably ask for your social security number, and whether you've taken the vaccine or not. Yeah, well, what they don't know is in the South, we all love our Second Amendment rights. And we're not real big on strangers showing up on our front door, are we? They might not like the welcome they get.
She's very good at fundraising. I've seen her speak in person, and her and Matt Gaetz have said as much in person. So they do this, they know what they're doing. So yeah, this is not an unpopular opinion amongst conservatives. Just last year, the Texas GQP made this part of their platform. They wanted to secede. And wasn't surprising to some people because they're like, oh, that sounds like Texas. But it's the Texas GQP. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not from Texas. So it's a common thread. And don't just take it from me, Mr. Progressive here. Tucker Carlson has even said in interviews that if you look at zip codes that went for Trump, those zip codes have the highest opioid rates in the country.
Millennials prefer socialism. It's like, yeah, it's because their professors are socialists, but also it's because whatever this thing is that we're practicing is not working for them. That's a real thing. Let me just say this. Sure. The higher the percentage of fentanyl ODs or heroin ODs in your zip code, the higher the percentage of Trump voting was. That tells you a lot. They had a huge middle class, educated population. People looked up one day and they're like, wait a second, 9 families control the whole economy, but we still have the vote. And to punish them, we're going to elect this guy, Hugo Chavez, and then Nicolas Maduro. Radical populism, it wasn't left-wing.
That is coming from Tucker Carlson. He will say that and then turn around and claim that blue cities are on fire. So, I mean, he's a smart person. He knows exactly what he's saying when he's being a white supremacist. So, you know, he's another story completely.